YouTube friends. Have you all heard the big news about Facebook recently? Media reports suggest that Facebook will file for an IPO this week that could value the company at $100 billion. The article that I'm covering in this video is from the Daily Mail, and it talks about the possibility, but more interesting, it talks about how a startup company like Facebook reached such a pinnacle success so rapidly and why. The author wrote, what probably differentiates Facebook from other such facilities is not its technology or brilliance, but its backers. What's even less debatable than the evident hype surrounding Zuckerberg and Facebook is the reality of the facility's initial funding. There is almost no doubt, as far as we can tell, we being the author, anyway, that the initial funding Facebook received was in part organized by U.S. Intel. An article posted at Advent Deception entitled Behind Facebook, a New World Order Agenda seemed to show us clearly the kind of capital that Facebook was able to amass. Facebook's first round of venture capital funding of $500,000 came from former PayPal CEO Peter Thiel, author of Anti-Multicultural Tone, The Diversity Myth. He is also on the board of radical conservative group Vanguard PAC. The second round of funding into Facebook's $12.7 million came from venture capital firm Accel Partners. Its manager, James Breyer, was formerly chairman of the National Venture Capital Association and served on the board with Gilman Louie, CEO of In-Q-Tel, a venture capital firm established by the Central Intelligence Agency in 1999. One of the company's key areas of expertise are in data mining technologies. Breyer also served on the board of R&D firm BBN Technologies, which was one of those companies responsible for the rise of the Internet. Dr. Anita Jones joined the firm, which included Gilman Louie. She had also served on the In-Q-Tel's board and had been director of Defense Research and Engineering for the U.S. Department of Defense. She was also an advisor to the Secretary of Defense and overseeing the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, or DARPA, which is responsible for high-tech, high-end development. This makes plenty of sense, according to the author. The way to control and promote promising technologies is to fund them. By funding some technologies lavishly and ensuring they are able to avoid inconvenient run-ins with the U.S. legal and regulatory community, one can likely build a successful company fairly easily. The author also points out in the article that Facebook's business model, which is that Facebook's content is furnished by its users, and user information is then sold to advertisers. He said the company really has nothing to offer but user-driven data. Have you ever thought about that? That Facebook is about to make billions of dollars by essentially providing a service and potentially selling data that is solely provided by users, us? The last thing I will cover in this article is the paragraph where the author asserts that the more of it being the data that the company can extract, the more valuable the company becomes. It is perhaps, therefore, the first company in history where the business model is based almost entirely on spying. That is a pretty strong and serious accusation right there. So strong that I must emphasize that these are the words of the author and not mine. My friends, I know that if you are trying to make it in the world, it is very hard to totally disconnect from technologies like Facebook. Today, when someone wants to follow up with you or get back in contact with someone who they just met, the question you are most likely to hear is, are you on Facebook? I'm not making this video to suggest that we not take part in forums like Facebook. I'm doing this video so that you are made aware of the possible real secretive reasons behind why it is so popular. And maybe knowing this, you will at least think twice about what type of information you make available, because a computer program can pull all your data together and perhaps tell you more about yourself than you even know. And that's the real degree of this technology capability. Anyway, thanks for watching once again. Peace and love.